It is west of us right now, inundating Chicago, and we're going to see that soon.
Yeah, it's really just going to be a matter of hours now at this point before we finally start to see some of those maybe travel implications by early Saturday morning. You look at kind of some of our ODOT cameras all across Northeast Ohio, and everything is easy going tonight. There's no big issues, but come tomorrow morning, that could be a very different story. Meteorologist Andy Chillian will have the latest for you on 19 tomorrow morning. But again, we do have two 19 first alert weather days for not only Saturday but Sunday as well, and both days will bring pretty active weather, all a part of generally one bigger system. Let's take the first batch in stride. So you see that we have this winter weather advisory in effect for everybody. Basically what happens tonight is everybody gets the opportunity of seeing some snow. As temperatures warm early tomorrow morning, you will likely get a quick changeover to a wintry mix. That could be sleet, that could be freezing rain. Regardless, it's enough that it's going to make road conditions slick on top of just the snow that we've already seen before temperatures finally start to climb above freezing, and that's when you transition over to pretty much just all rain, and we should see any ice that accumulates or even some of that snow quickly melting as we go through the second half of your Saturday. You take a look at Doppler, everything's pretty quiet here right now. You see some of this blue starting to mix in from kind of north central into northwestern Ohio. This is not making its way to the ground just yet. We still have a lot of dry air that it has yet to overcome, so it's falling as snow in the upper levels of our atmosphere, evaporating before it makes its way to the ground. This ribbon, though, of really dark blue that you're seeing across northern Indiana, that is making it to the ground, and it is quickly dropping that visibility. So that is just a matter, I would say, of a couple hours away from Northeast Ohio. We're going to time and track it all out for you hour by hour coming up in just a few minutes.
I would say, but as we bring in first alert meteorologist Erika Paige, snow, yes, and it's a lot of it on Sunday, but rain, not so much, because that's what we're going to see this weekend along with a mixed bag. Yeah,
I mean, I would say Saturday night, really the overnight hours probably brings us the best widespread rain and potentially some heavier pockets at times, but then you get that changeover real quick back to snow Sunday, which is why we have so many 19 first alert weather days. So it is going to be a pretty active weather weekend here across Northeast Ohio. I would make sure you have that 19 first alert weather app handy just as we kind of track all these different changes that are going to be rolling through. Winter weather advisories have been issued through tomorrow morning, mainly because of the snow and then that brief wintry mix, so it could create some slick road conditions. Then we will see any ice or any snow that accumulates through the overnight, essentially tonight, headed into tomorrow, quickly melt away, and then you bring back yet again another opportunity for snow second half of the weekend. So in terms of your snow tracker for tonight, really eyeing about 1 to 3 inches widespread. I think that's pretty much going to be what we're going to be monitoring in terms of snowfall accumulation with this. Now, if it stays a bit heavier like it is off to our west, we'll have to see how that adjusts some of those snowfall totals here as we head through the overnight hours. Again, we're pretty quiet right now, but the closer we get to midnight and then beyond, the more you're going to start seeing that snow filling in on radar. And as you can tell with some of those darker pockets, that would be some of that heavier snow. And keep in mind too, temperatures into the upper 20s to low 30s by that point would mean you're talking about a heavier, almost wetter snow that's starting to work its way in. Now, temperatures will continue to rise as we go through tomorrow morning. This is almost near that lunch hour, and you can see a lot more of us are starting to make that transition from the lower 30s back into the mid 30s. That will transition any snow that's out there over to more of that rain eventually as we go through the afternoon. Now, there has been a lot of data that points that we may actually get some good breaks in some of the rain through the second half of tomorrow. We'll have to see if that holds. There's going to be a lot of moisture around the area regardless, so do know that we may not completely lose the rain chance even as we head into your Saturday evening, but it would likely be our best chance through late afternoon, early evening to finally get some quiet time here across Northeast Ohio. Temperatures at this point, mid to upper 30s. They'll pretty much stay in that same ballpark as we head through the overnight hours Saturday into early Sunday, though as we wait for that next system to roll through and bring us some of that colder air, you may get some quick transitions to sleet and possibly even a little bit more of that thunder. You may hear a little thunder trying to mix in, especially farther to the south where temperatures are upper 30s to about lower 40s. But here comes the colder air, and once that moves through, your temperature is going to drop very quickly. I mean, this is 10 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. We started the pre-sunrise hour closer to about the mid and upper 30s. All of a sudden, you're starting to see some upper 20s, lower 30s become a bit more apparent. So any of that moisture will likely freeze, and then you get the snow on top of it, and that could be some heavy snow, especially for areas closer to the lakeshore. Please keep that in mind. Travel second half of the weekend will likely be a little bit more rough across our area. We'll hold on to a few of those scattered snow showers early Monday. That's really when the bottom starts to fall out with our temperature. You'll see daytime highs next week, largely mid to upper teens, overnight lows single digits. So it is going to be another blast of Arctic air that sticks with us through a good majority of the week. Another snow chance late week. That finally ushers in some warmer temperatures by next weekend. So again, the ups and downs of this wintry weather will not end anytime soon. We'll walk you through Sunday, headed into Monday's forecast, and talk about that Arctic air coming up in just a few minutes.